Good morning, everyone. Today we will read the lesson The Honest Woodcutter. All of you read along with me. So let's start. Long ago, there lived a woodcutter in a small village. He was sincere in his work and very honest. Every day he set out into the nearby forest to cut trees. He brought the woods back into the village and sold them out to a merchant. Thus he earned his living. He was satisfied with the little money he earned and lived happily. One day, while cutting a tree near a river, his wooden axe slipped out of his hand and fell into the river. The poor woodcutter became sad at this sudden incident. He did not have another axe with him. This was the only axe that he had. He immediately realized that the loss of that only axe meant lots of trouble for him. He was so full of sorrow that tears rolled down his cheeks. He sat down on the ground, covered his face with his hands, and burst into a loud cry. He kept crying for a long time. All of a sudden, the woodcutter heard someone calling by his name. The kind voice asked him to stop crying. He raised his face. He saw no one. He was surprised and frightened too. The afternoon sun was about to set. He again looked around him. His eyes caught sight of a beautiful girl in the middle of the river. The woodcutter immediately recognized the water fairy. When the water fairy asked him the reason of his sorrow, he narrated the whole incident to her. After knowing that, the fairy asked him not to worry and dived into the river. She told him that she would bring his axe from the bottom of the river. The woodcutter was very happy. After some time, she reappeared in the surface of the water with a golden axe. The woodcutter told her with a heavy heart that it was not his axe. The fairy again dived into the river and popped up with a silver axe this time. Again the woodcutter sadly told her that this was not his axe. This time the fairy smiled at him and promised to bring him his wooden axe. Sometime later, the fairy appeared with the golden, the silver, and the wooden axe. The woodcutter cried with joy to see his own axe. He stretched out his hands to receive the axe. The fairy gave him all the 3 axes. The woodcutter at first declined to take the golden and silver axes. But the fairy told him that she wanted to reward him for his honesty. She was very happy to find the fact that the woodcutter was not at all greedy. Greed is a vice. So that's all the lesson. I hope you are being able to read along with me. If you have some confusion in the pronunciation or spellings of the words that you have came to know in this lesson, then watch this video again and again and try to read this lesson in a fluent way. So in this lesson you have got some new words and you have learned some new words. These new words are given in the box below. Here is a box named as remember the words. So here are lots of words that you have to remember, and these words are new for you. That's why I will recommend you to write down these words in your home copy at least 3 times, so that you can remember the spellings, the pronunciations, and the words. So this is a homework for you. All of you write down these words that are given in the box, as remember the words. For example, sincere, honest, nearby, etc., etc., to all of a sudden, decline, die, vice. You have to write these words in your home copy and try to remember these words. And all of you read this lesson at least 3 times. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone.